Hey everybody, so today we're going to look at the artwork of Dulce Pinzón, and then we're going to make superhero masks, one for you and one for someone that you think deserves it. So check it out. This is the work of Dulce Pinzón. She's a photographer who wanted everyone to see that people who work hard every single day for their families and their communities are real life superheroes, but nobody even knows about them. Her idea was to take pictures of these hardworking people in costumes of imaginary superheroes that everybody knows about. She also includes captions with the pictures telling us a little bit of information about who we're looking at. Like, for example, this is Noe Reyes. He's from the state of Puebla in Mexico, and he works as a delivery boy in Brooklyn. Or this is Bernabel Mendez. He's from Guerrero, and he's a window cleaner. So let's get started with the tutorial. To make a superhero mask, we're going to need a pencil. We're also going to need a pair of scissors. We're going to need either tape or glue. For today, I'm going to be using this tape. I just think it's cleaner and easier. We're also going to need a ruler. Not to make measurements like last time, we're just going to need it to draw a straight line on our paper, which brings me to our last material, the sheet of paper. Alright, so let's get this stuff out of the way. We don't need that just yet. Let's focus on our piece of paper. So what we want our mask to be, number one, is we want it to be symmetrical. That means that everything on the left side of the paper and everything on the right side of the paper are exactly the same. It's symmetrical. A quick, easy trick to do that is to fold the paper in half, hamburger style. Let's make sure that we get the corners lined up here, and then you can take your finger and crease that back in so you have a nice creased fold. There we go. Now remember which side of the paper is folded, okay? That's going to become very important, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So I'm going to grab my pencil and I'm going to draw half of my mask. But remember, draw it on the top, because if you draw it in the middle, all of this paper is kind of wasted. But if you stick to the top, then you can save that paper for something later, which we will. So I'm going to go ahead and start drawing half of my mask, okay? And it's important to start drawing from the fold, because when we open it, it'll be symmetrical. There you go. Okay, so I think my mask, I'm going to just draw half of it. I think my mask looks, the top's going to go up like that. And then the bottom of it's going to go all the way down like that, I think. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now, scissor time. I'm going to cut out the lines I just drew, and I think we can fast forward now. Okay. So I just cut out the lines I made, and now you understand, right? When you unfold it, see how it's symmetrical? Everything on the left is just the same as on the right. It's perfectly symmetrical and balanced. Now it's time to draw and cut out some eye holes. To make the eye holes, we want to draw an oval, not a circle, an oval. Nice and big too, because if it's too small, then we won't be able to see. So that looks pretty good to me, I think. Nice and big. Here's a little trick to cut the circle out. We just give this piece of paper a tiny little fold. Just a tiny pinch right there, so I can get my scissors and cut a hole in there. Pop, just like that. So when I unfold it, there's a tiny hole in there, so it gives me some room to stick the scissors into. There we go. And we can probably fast forward again. Okie dokie. I've now cut out my eye holes, and watch, when I unfold the paper, it's gonna be symmetrical again. Isn't that pretty cool? It is totally symmetrical. I think I'm gonna make a deeper line here and make more room for the nose. That's kind of a pro tip. To make your mask fit better, you want the bottom to really come up nice so that it rests on your nose pretty good. So I'm gonna grab my scissors and just cut that new curve for the nose. So I think it'll fit my face a little better. So let's unfold it, and there we go. That looks pretty good to me. See how everything on the left and everything on the right is the same? That's symmetrical. Okay, so I'm going to set this up here, and I'm going to grab the extra from our paper. I'm going to use this extra to make the straps. I'm going to cut right along the end here, and I'm going to make straps for the mask. One on the left and one on the right, so it can tie around our head pretty good. This is when the ruler comes in. With the paper folded, I'm going to stick this ruler and maybe give it like in between 1 and 2 fingers. And take the pencil and just draw a straight line there. Move it over again in between 1 and 2 fingers width. And draw another quick little line. That's all we needed the ruler for today. Thank you, ruler. Now we can grab our scissors, and with the paper folded, let's go ahead and cut that line right there. So that's 1. Let's cut the other one. Now that's 2. We got 2 straps, and that should be plenty for my face. So that's 1 there, and that's 2 there. So now we gotta start sticking the straps to the mask, and for that we need tape. Exactly. If you prefer glue, you can use glue, that's fine, but I think tape is a little cleaner, a little easier, so I'm gonna use tape. So I'm just gonna attach this strap to the left side of my mask, somewhere around here. There you go. Just a little piece of tape, get it down. And this is the inside of the mask so that it's hidden from the outside. It makes the mask look a little cleaner when you're done. Another piece of tape. Let's stick that there. Alright, there we go. Smush it down. There's our mask with its straps. The next step is to make sure that our mask is going to fit around our big brains. And to do that, I'm going to put this around my head, and I'm going to try to find where the 2 straps start to touch. And then I'm going to grab my pencil, and I'm going to try my best to make a mark. Maybe it'll be easier if you get someone to help you do this. But I'm going to make 2 little marks, 1 on each strap where they touch. And this is where I figure out where it's going to be too tight or too loose. Alright, so let's see. See how I made these 2 little marks? They're a little messy, but just to give me an idea. That's where the 2 straps touched in a way so look at that. That's the size of my head. That makes sense? This is where they're going to touch, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to get some tape and some nice big pieces, and right where I drew that line right there, I'm going to put some tape over it, and then I'm going to fold it over. See that? Right where the line is, and I'm going to fold it over the strap a few times, and I'm going to do this with a couple more pieces of tape. What I'm trying to do is reinforce the paper. I want to make sure that the paper is strong, and so that it won't tear, because we're going to make a little puzzle connection with these 2 straps. So that's 2 pieces, maybe 1 more piece. Make sure that the piece of paper strap is nice and reinforced. Now if you have string or twine or yarn or anything like that, you could use that to make the strap. But if you're using paper, see that? I put a bunch of tape around right where I made that mark, just to make that piece of paper a little bit stronger. Because paper, you know, rips a little easy. So if we put the tape there, it kind of reinforces it, makes it stronger so that it won't tear, because we're going to cut into it. It's going to fit together like a puzzle. Like I was saying, if you use string or yarn or twine, you could do that. Maybe a shoelace or any sort of fabric or elastic. But if you don't have that around the house, you're just using the piece of paper, that's totally cool. That's the way I make them. But it is important to reinforce the straps so that they don't rip. You don't want your mask falling apart right after you finish making it, right? That wouldn't make any sense. That wouldn't be very fun. So let's see, fold this last piece of tape over. And can you see that? See how I reinforced right where I put that mark? just a few pieces of tape around the whole strap, making that piece of paper stronger. Alright, thank you, tape. We are done with the tape. But we do need our scissors. So here's what we're going to do. These are going to come around on the back of my head, and I'm going to line up the two marks that I made. So I made a mark on the left and a mark on the right strap, and I'm going to line them up again. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut one strap on the bottom, and then we're going to cut the other strap on the top. Alright? One on the bottom and one on the top, and they're going to connect like that. They're going to connect like little puzzle pieces. So I'm going to do that right where I made that mark. I'm going to cut about halfway in. See that? About halfway in where I reinforced it with the tape. And I'm cutting it halfway in from the bottom because it's going to slide over the other strap like that. You see that? And they kind of connect like puzzle pieces. This is some good engineering. So this other strap, I'm not going to cut from the bottom. I'm going to cut this one from the top. That's very important. One's from the bottom and then one is from the top. See that? About halfway down. That way, you get the other strap that's cut halfway up from the bottom, and this one's cut halfway down from the top. Now you get it, right? They fit right in. It's like connects. You remember connects? They fit right into each other. There you go. Alright, it looks like one of them needs to be cut a little further maybe. Look at that. That's pretty good, right? Now they're locked in. They're locked in on one another. So you can pull it and it stays together. So when you put it around your head, they stay together pretty good. I'm going to cut this one just so that it fits a little bit tighter. I'm going to cut into it just a tiny bit more. So let's see if we slide these two in. Oh yeah, perfect. Now they're fully locked in. You can fold it down, make sure it's lined up. Look at that. I can give it some good yanks and it stays together. That way it'll stay on your head. There's our mask. What do you think? It's pretty good, right? Let me take this apart real quick. This part is the fun part. See how everything is lined up like that? I'm going to grab this pencil. This is the fun part. This is where you get to decorate. And you can do it however you want. I'm just going to try to start making some stuff up here. And I'm just going to use a pencil. If you just have a pencil at home, that is perfect. You only need a pencil to make some beautiful line art and some great designs on your mask. If you've got colored pencils or markers, or if you have stickers, or if you have different colored tape, or you can think if you can think of anything to put on your mask, make sure to decorate it. Think about the color scheme that your superhero would be. Just like when you think of Superman, he's blue and red and yellow, or Batman, he's black and gray, and he's got some yellow too. Spider-Man is red and blue. All these, Wonder Woman is red, blue, and gold. All of these superheroes have a color scheme, a color palette to their costumes. So think about what the color palette of your costume would be. But for now, I'm just kind of making some designs here. And I want to make sure that everything I do to the left, I do the same exact thing to the right side, so that the mask stays nice and symmetrical. Okay, so it's got some stars there. I'm going to put some circles up here. 1, 2, 3, 4 circles. So I'm going to go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 circles too. Maybe down here I can add some more spikes. And then do the exact same thing on the right. Some spikes here. Alright, there it is. There's my superhero mask. See how everything on the left is just the same on the right, which makes it symmetrical. So now it's time for you to make your own superhero mask, and then make a second one for someone that you think deserves it. Let's think. Do you know anybody who's a real life superhero, just like the people in Dulce Pinzón's photographs? So that's it. Thanks for watching. Please check out the Love Elementary Virtual Art Room. Please follow the Instagram account and share your work with me. I want to see what you've been up to. Before we go, one last note. Thank you so much to the artist, Dulce Pinzón. She was super nice and shared her photographs with us. So thank you, and check her out. Alright, bye everybody. Bye for now.